Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're taking a look at a slip joint knife from Kershaw, and this is one that I've not really looked at too much before, mainly because it's not UK legal. It is a little bit over that 3-inch blade limit. It is still a slip joint. I have seen previous reviews on older models of the Kershaw Cullpepper. You can see we're looking at that today, and I've seen mixed reports. Some have had really nice pulls, walks and torque, and others have had sort of like lackluster, like lower end or like quite light pulls. But this one came up for sale on Heine Haynes, and they had a absolutely screaming deal on it. It's normally, I believe, £48 here in the UK, and I managed to pick this up for, I think it was about £25, and you'll see the deal I'm on about, and I'm really happy with my purchase. But yeah, we're looking at a Kershaw today. It's the Cullpepper, RB standing for red bone, and then the model number is 4383RB. Standard sort of Kershaw style box. So we have Kershaw on the front here, Kershaw, their address, website, contact information, designed in the US, and this one is made in China. Pick this up, I can see, from Heine Haynes, based on this logo here, Lorax Limited, Kershaw Cullpepper red bone. And then inside the box there is some paperwork in there, very sort of standard stuff that you would get from a Kershaw. And to be honest, this is actually my first Kershaw knife as well. I've never picked one up before. So you've got Kershaw, important information about your knife, standard stuff in there about how to use the different knives, things like that. It's pretty generic because it's got like lock-in knives and things like that in there. But yeah, put that to one side and we'll take a look at the knife. But I'm bringing this to you today because I think it's an absolutely screaming bargain for anyone in the UK. I know it's not UK legal and it's over that limit, but honestly, the value for money you're getting in this thing is fantastic. So here it is, the Kershaw Cullpepper in the red bone, and we have D2 steel on here, which is why I think you're getting a fantastic deal. See, we have the flying squirrel or bomb shield on there with Kershaw in there. We have nickel silver pins holding that bone on with nickel silver bolsters. Pins are all wonderfully flush. Of course, the transition to the bolster is also flush. Only sort of texture difference you can feel on that shield is that's because it's not a flat shield, it's sort of curved around. Kershaw is nicely stamped in there as well. Little tiny bit of gapping here you can see between the bone and the bolster, but it's very, very minor. Back side of the knife then, you can see again the die job is very similar to the front. I love it when they can match it up so well. So, you get a really nice front and back. Again, nickel silver pins, all flush. Bolster is much tighter on this side. You can see there's no gap on there at all. We do get a lanyard hole or tube in here as well. Something I'm not a massive fan of, but I guess if you want to slip carry this, you could use it as a quick pull out of your pocket. But being a slip joint, I like to slow things down a bit, have it in a nice slip in my pocket, take my time opening it. It's a lot less threatening in the UK. We have brass liners on here as well, and you can see the build quality, absolutely fantastic. We do have some very minor gapping right about here and maybe a tiny bit just down here. Don't know if you can see that very well there, a bit better to see there. And then we have a steel back spring. Nickel silver bolsters, no lining, no pinch, nothing, very nicely rounded off, but also retaining that square that you'd love from a jackknife. So this is a larger knife, as I was saying. Close length, we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, nearly 4¼ inches close, so it is a very large knife. See how it's quite big in my hand, but honestly, I think it's worth it. We have the long pull, which is ambidextrous. You can see we have that on both sides. Nice little bit of jimping up here on the spine of the knife. And then a really nice pull. No half stop, nice cam tang, and you heard that snap. And this is at least a 7, could even be a 7.5. We have Kershaw on the tang of the blade there, laser etched on. And then on the back we have KAI D2 for D2 steel, 4383RB for the model number, and then you can see China down there as the country of origin. The edge grind on this is immaculate all the way round. It is very, very uniform, and that's really good to see from anything that comes out of China, but sometimes they can be a little bit wayward with their grinds, but whoever Kershaw got to OEM this for them, they've done a fantastic job. Nice sharpening choil there as well. On the back, you can see that edge is uniform all the way down too, and this thing came screaming sharp out of the box. You can see there is a stop pin in there as well, helping to avoid sort of blade wrap, which sits nicely in this sharpening choil just here. So you can close the blade without having to close it softly and not worry about any blade wrap. Of course, it is mirror polish D2, so this thing is going to be covered in fingerprints all the time. Normally, I don't bother, but for reviews, I like to wipe them off. As I mentioned then, the ambidextrous long pulls, which you can see are rounded off on the edges. Very subtle swedging on the top of the blade here, and then jimping here to aid in gripping of the knife. So you would sort of hold it in this sort of position, or maybe like this. For me, I like to use it in sort of the grasp position, or maybe even the pinch. That's the sort of go-to I use for slip joints, especially if you want to use one and being safe about it. You don't want to get your fingers cut. I go for the pinch, pretty much the whole handle like this, and you can cut, do what you need to do, and not worry about it closing on you. Anyway, let's take a look at the blade length. As I did mention, it isn't UK legal. It's quite a large blade. Full length, we have 3.4 inches, and then a cutting edge of looks about 3.1 or 3.05. So it is over that UK legal limit. For me, I'm very rural. I don't act like a fool with my knives when I'm out in public, so I'm happy to carry this. I have been using it the last couple of days, and it's absolutely fantastic. They've done a fantastic job with the die on the bone. Bolsters are beautiful with that nickel silver, along with a nickel silver shield on there. Fit and finish is flawless. I honestly can't find anything that's not worth the £25 to £30 I paid for this. It's like the tiniest gap here, a little bit up here, maybe a little bit up here by the bolsters, but other than that, you're getting an absolute bargain. So I will put the link for this down below for Heine Haynes. They've got it on deal at the moment. Make sure you pick it up while you can, because the price they're going for, it's cheaper than the one with the 7 CR blade steel at the moment. So that's the screaming deal you're getting. So make sure you're checking this guys out on Heine Haynes. I will put the link in the description below so you know where to pick it up from. Once again, this is the Kershaw Cullpepper RB for Red Bone 4383 RB. Really hope you enjoyed this review. Please be sure to like, subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.